pattern recognition. It's the number one thing you need to learn how to watch and see and detect. That'll help you early on to get people out your lives that need to go. And you got to look at this in a stoic way with no emotions attached when you're looking at pattern recognition in people, because your emotions will keep you connected to people when you can clearly see the patterns are not good and they won't be good and beneficial for you or to be in your space. So you got to have stoicism when you're looking at people's pattern recognition. And I'm talking about like partnerships that you let very close to you, friendships, your close family, your lovers. You have to be very mindful on the pattern recognition so it doesn't replay in your life and you become a victim to something that you shouldn't. You should have got out of it way beforehand, right? Friends and family members in the past that I found out that we weren't a match, right? Those people had pattern recognition. They had patterns, and I recognized them, but I ignored them. We do that because we think we're the exception in that partnership. So we overlook the patterns we see people doing to themselves and doing to other people. And I feel like when you become stoic, it kills all of that, because I could love you, but if I'm practicing stoicism and I see you doing some fucked up shit over and over again, and you have a pattern and you don't want to change it, and I see this pattern shows up no matter who you dealing with, then when you practicing stoicism, it's really white and black, cut and dry. You don't fuck with them no more. You see, okay, this is who you are. This is a character flaw, and it does not fit in my puzzle, right? So your piece don't fit over here, and so it's time for me to move from around you or move you from around me. But when you put emotions in it, child, it'll have you lingering for years. And emotions have you, like, I don't know, it'll put you in a delusional state with your connections. You won't see what you should see until you get outside of the connection or until you start practicing stoicism, right? And I know this from experience. A lot of people I should have been, like, over time in my life, it's people I should have let go first quarter. They literally showed the pattern, but I kept them in the whole game. They should have never made it through the first quarter. And I know a lot of y'all doing it too. It's time to kick people out of the game when they're not showing up and performing for your win, for your betterment. You know what I'm saying? And don't even put them on the bleachers. Like, I done got to the point where you can't even sit on the bleachers and watch me. If I kick you out the game, you out the fucking stadium. That's just how I move now, because I don't have time for it. If I came to the conclusion that you're not a fit, and I don't want you in my experience, that you may affect it in some way, then I'm removing you from the whole stadium. You can't even sit on the bleachers and watch me and send me no evil eye, none of that shit that people do when you cut them out. You cut them off and you move on with your life, and they get mad. They'll stalk you. You guys know how it is when you the one that leave a situation. So I don't give people the opportunity to do all of that shit. I kick you out the stadium. If you didn't make the cut, you didn't make the team, there's no reason for you to be in the stadium at all. And pattern recognition in your friends and your family and stuff like that, people that are close to you, your lovers, what you can really pay attention to is how far back that pattern recognition go. Is that a generational thing? And you know that when you get, because they're close to you, right? So you pay attention to that. Okay, I see how you acting, but let me see, is there a pattern? Did you pick this up? Is this something that you just do in your family? You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, you just better get them from around you, because that's who they are. That's bred in them, right? So if the mama act the same way, the sisters, the brothers, the cousins, everybody's acting the same way, that's a pattern. That's what they do. So you can't expect more than that from them. And when you do, you are the person that gets burned. So practicing stoicism helps you see that shit early on. Like, oh, hell no. He acting like this. I done met his mama and sister. They acting like this. They acting weird. I don't want this type of shit on frequency in my energy. And I see, like, okay, this how they family move. It doesn't line up with my ethics, my morals. So if you do stoicism, You won't be worried about, oh, I'm so in love with him, or I think we're gonna work. We can work it out. We can move through this. Maybe his mom and his sister, and his brothers, them and the family. I can work with it. I can work with it. I don't even have to be around them. I'll just deal with him and her, and I don't have to deal with their family or whatnot. And they're not like them, baby. Yes, they are. They just showing you their representative. But who they truly are, you can see it reflect in the family, because the fruit never fall far from the tree. So if the mom ain't shit, and the child that you messing with showing little signs that they act like their mom, eventually that full mask is gonna fall off, and you'll see that they're just like their mother. They're gonna do the same thing their mother did, or displays characteristic flaws, right? It's just they're showing you their representative. And okay, so and the reason I say this with pattern recognition, because I'm not going to say okay, because there's good people that come from fucked up families, right? Sometimes that be that one person that is nothing like the family, right? But I'm talking about when you see little small signs and you overlook it because of your emotional connection to that person. I'm not talking about the black sheep, the one out of all that is the good one. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody that you can see over time while you're connected to this person. Oh yeah, you just like them. And little bit by little bit, the mask is falling off. So when you recognize that and you see the history or the tree that this person comes from, practice Stoicism and get them out your life early on. There's no need to be entertaining any friends, family members, or lovers that are not in alignment with you, with your morals, your ethics. Because when when you don't be faithful and true to your own morals and ethics, those people who don't have the same ones as you, it'll flare up. You will see. And you know who's going to be on the end of that? You. The bad end of that. You. Because it's you seen that this person doesn't have the characteristics that you have or that you respect. You see that they do things that mimic the tree that they fell from. But you overlook it because of your bond with them in some way. And so that bond clouds your focus, your judgment. And so now I just go into life with stoicism. That way I won't be sucked in by no emotions. Let that happen for years. On and on. Different little groups, right? And it's because, and then I also have Virgo. So you can't be a savior. You can't be trying to save people. When you find people got fucked up ways about them, nobody else dealing with them, sometimes it's best to leave their ass right there and let them figure out why, right? When you try to be the savior, you put yourself in a situation you ain't got shit to do with you, right? Sometimes you need to leave people where they at, right? Because it throws off your course. So it's best to know about people's characteristics, their patterns, their fucking family tree. It's good to know about all that when you trying to connect with people on a really intimate level. A close friend. You're bringing a family member in close to be like a friend to you, or you are picking new friends, right? You want to pay attention to the patterns, because baby, I'm telling you, if you ignore them, down the line, you're going to be like, damn, I should have just kicked the bitch out the arena. They shouldn't have made it through the first quarter, because I already knew they don't have the same ethics and morals as me. So when they hurt me, backstab me, betray me, I shouldn't be shocked, because it really is in the pattern. It just wasn't my turn. So I don't want you guys to go through that. You know what I'm saying? Just be very mindful when a person show you the patterns that you don't like and you don't want in your experience. Because again, you are the main character. So if a character shows up, a supporting character at that, they show up and they not cutting it, get them up out of there. Shift them right on up out of there and keep moving on, because you in control of your movie. You don't have to keep people in the scene that is not cutting it. Get them gone, because they only hold space and they block what could be coming in. And so always try to look at people with clear glasses and not rose-colored glasses, because the rose-colored glasses will have you looking over things you should be checking and clocking and getting out of your life. So that is my chat for today. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I will see you in my next video. Till next time, peace, love, and happiness.